Questions for reflection. Our first reading for today's Holy Mass is selected verses from the 11th chapter of the letter to the Hebrews. This is a powerful chapter which every believer in Jesus Christ should read in its entirety repeatedly. It gives us the meaning of faith as a verb, not just an intellectual assent to the truth, which is also vitally important, but an operative principle in the life of every believer. The entire chapter gives us examples of Old Testament heroes who acted in such faith, like Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Noah and Moses, and many others. It all leads to the next chapter, which points us all to Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. The kind of faith being addressed in these powerful passages is available to every Christian. One of the verses not in this passage is verse 6, and I quote, "Without faith it is impossible to please God, for whoever would draw near to God must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who seek Him," end quote. This kind of living faith is like a muscle. It grows as it is exercised, or it atrophies. Do we have such faith? Are we living our lives by it? We can, and we should. Our psalm today is an excerpt from the first chapter of St. Luke's account. It is a portion of the prophecy of Zechariah. He gave it at the notice of the birth of his son, John the Baptist. It's an example of how such living faith works. The full text tells us, and I quote, "Zechariah was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied," end quote. We are filled with the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is like the fuel which fires living faith. Ask the Holy Spirit to fill you daily, to speak to you and through you, and watch what happens. The Gospel for today's Holy Mass continues this wonderful theme of living faith and how we grow in it through keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus Christ and acting by living faith. The early fathers of the church spoke of the boat as an image of the church. Jesus is always in the boat. He is the head of the church and the captain. He may seem asleep at times, but he's not. The apostles woke him up, so to speak, by their prayer. We can learn from this in our own lives as we go through the stormy waters of this current age. He is with us to calm the wind and the sea and lead us forward.